He dipped.
There we go.
There you
You're
go.
live.
Okay, cool.
All right, welcome everybody to this week's episode of West Coast Pullers Chat Live. Tonight we got with us George Avila in the top left corner and Matt Terra down the bottom right corner, both from Valley Tractor Pullers Association here in California. As always, we got the infamous Dr. Duck Daniels down the bottom right now, since Jason keeps on flipping us all around.
Yeah.
He leaves and then messes with us.
Yeah. And then we got the famous
Get out
and
of
then
here.
we got the famous Jason Gish down the bottom right.
Oh, whatever. Not famous at all. No one even knows me.
The order.
So we're on here tonight to talk about Valley Tractor Pullers Association in a whole, and also talk about the upcoming pull this weekend, Los Banos. This pull has been going on for several years. It's Valley Tractor Pullers kickoff pull every year. It's this Saturday. Scales from 2:30 to 4:30. Show starts at 7 at the fairgrounds. It's for the May Day Fair in Merced County. Basically right in the dead heart of center of California. Like I said, we got George Avila, who's one of the oldest members of the club, up in the top left. He's also our track coordinator and manager of putting on the pools and stuff like that. And then we got Matt Terra, who's a longtime member. That's pulls a 58, right? 5800 Econo mod or modified. And George has several tractors and 5600 Econo mod. Start off with you, George. Talk a little bit about the beginnings of the club, how the club got formed, and some history about the club, and then your history in the pulling and stuff.
Well, club was established before I came along, but I get in about 1986, give or take. Went to a few events, got excited, went out and bought a tractor. Didn't do squat for quite a while other than compete and learn. Bought a different tractor that was more competitive and was able to learn how to fine tune it, and started winning a few and eventually got a few championships. As far as participation in the club, the longer I was in there, I became that much more involved. Became secretary for over 20 years. Done a little bit of everything, including track prep, and now event coordinating, lining them up and finding them for the club if I can. I don't know, just going along there. Anything I can do to help. Kind of a jack of all trades and master of none for sure.
Well, without you, it wouldn't exist, you know. People like you would help keep the sport of truck and tractor pulling going, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, the club has gone through many changes over the years and everything. I want to say the actual club started back in the late 70s, and it's been through different forms of club splitting and trying different things. And then there for a while, George, if I remember right, there's a ripping club for a little while, wasn't there? And then we all combined.
Yeah, that was a little bit before my time. I'm aware of that. These guys had, you know, as in every organization, you got different ideas, and at some point they split up. And I would say that I'm guessing sometime in the early 80s. And like I said, I came along in the mid 80s, and they were split already. Went back and forth. Everybody had ideas, if you will. The VTPA, at that time, the Central Valley Stock Tractor Puller Association, been cut down. They survived. I think they had cooler heads, you know, and were a little bit more open with each other about what to make the club succeed. Where a lot of these guys, I'm not going to mention any names, in the ripping group were more about me. And obviously, when it's that way, you generally don't survive. And that's what happened. Some of them just went to the wayside. Others came and joined our group, but they were a little bit tamer at the time, I guess, or we tamed them, if you will. That to make this succeed, you got to do it as a club, not as an individual.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I know we had the club itself bought a sled. What year did because you were in the club when they bought the Legend, weren't you, George?
Yeah, we boy, I'm not going to be able to tell exactly what year. Club didn't have any money really. There was a fella down in Tulare named Robbie Schultz that actually lent the club the money. Went out and got it in Missouri. Pretty much remodeled the whole thing, redid it. John Jacobson, a member at the time, was had a welding shop, and a lot of volunteers went over there, including myself and the late Dave Ramos. I can't even think of John or Al Vasconcelos. Several of them. I can't think of their all names. Matter of fact, if we went back to sled that went to Michigan, if you crawl underneath of it, John welded all our initials underneath of it. So if you crawl underneath there, I could tell you if I could read the initials on there, everybody involved in redoing that thing. And it served us well. We had it for many years before we went to our new one. So we were able to use it, upgrade it. And then finally we thought, it's kind of past due. Was starting to get kind of fatigued. The rails on it were starting to crack, among other things. And it was just constant fix. And that's what happens with age, kind of like me. I'm constantly being fixed now too.
Yeah, we always joked around saying that thing should have been in the Smithsonian when we got done with it, because there was talks that was actually built clear back in maybe the 50s. And it was an old trolley transfer sled, had trolley wheels on the box, and it took a lot to get that old thing moving. It was heavy out of the hole.
Yeah. Again, and that's the same thing. A lot of guys complain. We did what we could to accommodate the light tractors. We wanted everybody to come, wanted everybody to pull one way or another. And but yeah, the lighter tractors, the lighter trucks really whined and complained. But I don't know. Like I said, we tried to do what we could with it, and it, like I said, served us for many years. I would do it again if I had to.
Yeah, and then I remember then we bought the Little Legend, which was a water sled, and that was actually purchased before a show, and it actually turned around and saved our rear for that show.
Yeah, that was an emergency buy that some club members balked at, but we didn't have a choice. Some of the I wasn't there at the time, but some of the officers just got together and says, "Get it, we got to have it." It was literally an emergency, do or die.
Was that a California old sled?
No, who'd that thing belong to, John? Do you remember it?
Ed Bogart.
I don't remember. It was towable with a 1-ton pickup. It had like Dana 60s underneath it.
Yeah,
ran everything, and
was it red?
Water sled had a gooseneck hitch on it that went off the buckboard.
What color was it?
You think that's the same one, Chris? It was yellow when we had it. I don't know what it was when we.
Yeah, but I think it was when we bought it. It was either red, I believe, and I think it was bought from. Now I'm going to say it was
with the California pool shows. We pulled it up in Plymouth when he did the California pool shows in the early '80s. So I bet you it's the same sled.
You fill the tank with water.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And it had 60s under it, like you said.
Yep.
And, that was Ed Bogart sled.
Yeah, that sled saved the show in Ripon one year because the Legend went down. We had a rain delay, and all the vehicles were able to pull was that little sled.
Wow.
And that saved the whole show, if I remember correctly.
Huh.
And then we went, and then they bought the blue sled, the Oregon sled, like what I guess disappeared, like the ones they had up there in Sublimity, the sisters.
Uh-huh.
And then what was it, 2017, George? I think it was.
Yeah, I believe so.
I think it was 17. We bought the current Legend sled from Brad. I think it's back in Wisconsin. Ran back there as a Terminator. and we
good
bought that from him and brought it out here. And now California's got 2 speed sleds out here.
Right. Brian's and your guys, both good.
Gish hit the wrong button and kicked himself off. Schultz, if you're listening, let him back in the door. So, how long have we been doing Banos, George?
I don't know specifically. I would say plus 30 years.
Wow.
I mean, I think it's just right behind Gustine.
Yeah.
Been going there quite a while. They support us real good there. Work real well with. I haven't gone through, but I know the club has gone through several manager changes, and they keep having us there. I think we put on especially with Brian there, puts on a heck of a show. It's nonstop with the 3 sleds going. And that's what, especially in today's world, that's what everybody wants. Everybody wants constant something. No one's happy if they're sitting still.
Right.
So it's a nonstop show with the 3 sleds going, and you got such a variety. You've got the antiques, you've got the pickups going, and you got the hot stuff going all at the same time, pretty much until it starts to wind down.
Mm-hmm.
So you got enough area there. It's a great venue, probably the best venue we have anymore in the valleys.
Nice and wide, that's for sure.
Nice and wide, a good track.
Yeah.
I wish we had more of those tracks. It's not the best, but it's the best we're on, I think, as far as a good pulling track.
Good
fighting track.
Yeah. It's
pretty good.
It's definitely got the room, and all the way around the place is a nice venues. But we got the pit area. Welcome back.
It's a thing.
He's still loading.
I quit, man. I quit. I retired.
You can't retire too young.
Jeez.
But it's a nice infield, ball field that the pits are on. Nice green grass. It's a comfortable venue. Like you said, good track, good wide track. We run 3 sleds. We run everything from 3,400-pound antique tractors all the way up to the 9,300 super farms there.
Yeah, occasionally we'll get a multi-engine wants to come by.
Yep.
That's great too.
Yeah, occasionally we'll get a multi-engine that'll pop in there. Pro mods, and we'll get a little bit more into that too because we got something special going on there. But it's a fair, so you can go see the animals and go get yourself your corn dogs and ice cream and everything else. It's not like some of our other events where it's a standalone event and there isn't really much to do in between the 20 hours we're waiting between check-in and pool time.
A nice cold adult beverage in there too.
Yeah, storage. One of the major announcements that came out this week with the Los Banos Pool and Valley Tractor Pullers Association, and I know it's been put all over the internet and hopefully everybody got to see it, is there was one rule change that came. It was announced last year that it was going to happen this year, and it's official. No ball hitches on pickups.
That's a good
It's
call.
been talked about for several years, and last year there were several breakages with aluminum hitch pins and ball hitches. This year it's final.
Yeah.
It's no ball hitches. The figure 8 is not even going to be on the sled. So if you have a ball hitch and you back up there, there's going to be no way of hooking you up, and you're just going to.
So they need to be running a clevis or a pintle hitch or something.
Something that's going to accept the hook.
Yeah.
Because we cannot have that safety factor anymore after the couple accidents that happened last year at a couple events with trucks breaking away and stuff. We just can't have that.
Yeah, Gardner.
So that's something that was announced 2 weeks ago or last week. It was announced that it's 100% in the rules and that it will be checked at the scale. And even if people don't see it and everything else, and they get to scale, they're going to have 3 to 4 hours to remedy that problem. so it can easily be taken care of. But
yeah, it's something that's been a long time coming. You mentioned primarily it's a safety issue with insurance, and you guys all know if you got to deal with insurance, you got to kind of comply with them, or they'll close your doors. And it's also, among other things, it's a pain to hook that thing sideways. Those hooks are heavy. It's a lot easier to put it into that D-ring, especially you just drop it in there versus trying to get up there and cock it sideways. And then same thing at the other end. If it gets bound in there, you see guys beating on that thing, try to unhook it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of factors involved, but primary safety.
Yeah, and like in Manuel Vieira, I saw a comment from him the other night. He put on there, and he made perfect sense with it, is it actually defeats your purpose. It actually hinders you on your pulling with that figure eight, because it's dropping your hitch height so low.
Oh, yeah.
And he makes a valid point. It's hurting you more than it's helping you anyway. So we discussed it as a club here at our general meeting and said, okay, now's the date. It's already been forewarned all last season. Now it's time to do it. No more ball hitches.
And it's something you have to do, because, again, if you let it slide again, and we're going to hear, well, the guy let me pull with it last week or the week before, said, well, I'm sorry, you're not at that event now. And now you're with us, and, I guess we'll be the bad guys at the same time we're protecting ourselves. But someone's got to do it.
Yeah, they need to follow. They need to follow. The rest of the promoters need to do the same thing.
I agree, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So,
safety issue.
Matt, talk a little bit about your history in the pulling. I know it probably involves somebody like me that was talking you into it several years ago.
Yeah, gosh, I've been doing this since 2002, and started with a John Deere 4010, and I actually got my dad involved in pulling. Usually it's the other way around, where dad pulls and the son pulls, and my college roommate was Steve Bell, Jr., and he had a 5800 Econo modified, still has it, and he had this big picture in his room all the time, and I'd look at it and I'd be like, someday I gotta try to build something like that or get me one. And it took me 20 years, but we finally put one to sleep. So we've got a bunch of antiques that are sitting in the barn, and the best part is we built them ourselves and tuned them up, and they won. And that's the sweetest victory right there, is when you build them in your own shop. So now we're starting to build. We're going to the next level here. We got a 5,800-pound Econo modified with a 496 in it, carbureted. And Gordon Lucas was the one who built that one. Built it in 1993. So it's been around. And so I talked to Gordon a couple years ago, and Gordon's like, boy, I'd sure like to see it stay in California. So we made a deal neither one of us could refuse. And I did put my own stink on it. I did repaint it. So I just put my own style on there. So it kind of looks like a John Deere 4010, 4020, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
And we go up and down and travel around. But but I got a test for you guys here tonight. So we're going to Los Banos. What's the real meaning? Why is it named Los Banos?
Nah, I'm not gonna say that one.
It's because it was called the Baths. All right. I don't know what you were thinking, John. But yes, and it was little streams going into the wetlands out there in the back of Los Banos. That's how it got its name. This was just
that's
checking.
A little history there.
Now they're really wet out there.
Yeah, yes, they are. Plenty of wetness, but VTPA has been pretty good. We've got some good members in the Los Banos area. I wrote down here. There's two of them in particular I can think of. But one is Dan Brazil, and Dan Brazil has been in our club for a really long time, and has a lot of tractors. I think George, he pulls against you with Oliver.
Yeah, he has. They have obviously pulled it a little while since, I don't know if they pulled it since that incident at Casa de Fruta, where they kind of banged it up a little bit. But and then Dan is getting up there in age, but his son has driven it for him a few times, and it's good possibility it'll be at Los Banos.
I hope so. I know his grandson too, Riley. He pulls too, and he's got an Econo 5800 big block that he pulls as well too. So pulling runs deep in that family, and it's good to see those guys come out and like I said, they help out. They're big supporters of Los Banos. They're from Los Banos. Been part of the reason why we have that. And then the other guy you guys probably remember is Chris Fagundes.
Yeah.
So he was our club president for many years, and he had an 8,000-pound stock. He had a 12,000-pound open, and that Ford was really open. That tractor ran really good.
Yeah.
And then he had a 7,500 Pro stock, I believe. Is that do you guys remember that one?
I think they still have it, don't they, George?
I'm not sure of that one. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it was.
That was at New Holland.
Yes.
Oh, that for goodness you're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's helped out that fair many years. Brings a lot of equipment. Brings a lot of tractors to that fair too. So those are just two of the local boys that I can think of that have done a lot for the club. So just want to give a couple shout outs to them.
Yeah, John Mayfield put a comment on here. He's watching right now. It says Matt could be a good announcer. Got the voice.
But
You're gonna get a new job.
yeah, we need an announcer to come out. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you might hear a similar type of voice. My dad announces a lot, so
Yeah.
he does it sometimes and comes out and does that. So, but no, thank you. Appreciate that. But, yeah. And another thing for everybody watching or watching later, go to your Facebook page right now and type in the letters VTPA. Stands for Valley Tractor Puller Association. Just VTPA, and check out our new Facebook page. So it has our schedule on there.
Really good.
It's just like that picture on the screen.
Yep. So we'll probably mention it a couple times tonight, but go on Facebook, VTPA. That's all you got to put on there. It should come right up, and follow us, and you'll see where the polls are here for this club here in California. So
Awesome.
Well, how many polls does your association do typically per year?
How many we got this year, George?
It'll vary. I mean, we've had as little as 6 and as many as 14.
Oh wow, wow.
This year, as far as, and none of these are etched in stone yet, we have Los Banos, Merced Fair, Gustine High School. You see here, and then we got a big break, and then we'll be down in Templeton and in San Joaquin, and then over at Denair. Those are where we're to go. Our sled goes out and about a few other events. We rent the sled out, but those are our events.
Very good. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, most of those events are everything from, like I said, 3,400-pound antique tractors on up to there's 5 events, I think, that we have Pro Mod and Super Farms at. The other ones like Gustine, we used to do some of the hotter stuff at Gustine. I know Steve Bell actually ran his tractor there quite often. That's, they're from that area. It's just narrow. And there's not a whole lot of parking there. It's hard to get stuff around. So, there's a few mods that'll come out just so they can get a test pass and stuff like that. But you got to really watch it because it's high school track. It's only George, 25 feet wide?
Yeah.
Maybe 30.
Yeah.
So, some of those are a little bit hard to bring the real hot stuff in, but we still have, country mods will come, super stock pickups, and then we have our econo mods and the bigger tractors, bigger farm tractors and stuff like that. So it's still a good show. I mean, Gustine has been going on for 37 years, I think.
Yes. Yeah.
Always on July 3rd. So it doesn't matter if it's a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Sunday. It's on July 3rd every year.
Wow.
That's funny.
and
2020 was the only year. 2020 was the only year that did not go off.
COVID. Yeah.
So that one's been
like
going
all
on.
our events. Everyone's always invited to all our events, but again, because of sometimes the venue, you're not going to be, if you will, invited. There's not going to be a purse for like pro mods or the smokers because there's just the venue won't allow it.
Right.
that's not to say we won't let you come out and put a practice run on it or whatever. I mean,
Sure.
our doors are always open.
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
Yeah, I know one guy that really likes Gustina's like Bob Morrill. He really likes Gustina. He usually goes out there and gets a test pass on his truck, and glad to support the FFA. And a lot of Valley's pools are FFA benefit pools. We do a lot with the Future Farmers of America in this area, and like to give back to them too, because if an FFA has a pool with us, then we also give back to them in scholarships.
Right.
So we do a lot of feedback that way.
Very cool. That's awesome.
So a lot of our pools are FFA or benefit style pools.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yep. Supporting the kids.
And a lot of kids actually, some of these FFA pools and stuff like that is actually what got us members over the years, because the kids will be out there working the event for their school,
Right.
and then they participate later on. Like, oh man, that getting a tractor out there or getting an old junkyard truck and fixing it up.
Right.
That's how they get into it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's cool.
So it helps promote the sport really well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, especially when they can get in them old tractors, Johnny Poppers and learn that, and then work their way up.
Yep.
Awesome.
But it's a cheap entry that way. I mean, you don't need a whole lot just to get started, get your feet wet with it. And that's what we hope. It's then that bug will get you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you learn the fundamentals. You learn the fundamentals.
Yeah.
Just like what Matt said, starting off with an old 4010 John Deere, which to us, in our age, that was a standard working tractor whenever we were growing up. Bringing it out there and pulling, that's bringing something in off the field. And Gustine actually is a really good one for that, because we do get a lot of tractors that come straight out of the field, and farmers will have
Awesome.
pull against each other and wagers against each other and stuff like that.
Grudge
That's
match.
cool. That's
Grudge
cool.
matches, yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
So, but yeah, Los Banos, it's been around for a long time. Like I said, it scales from, like it says on there, 2 to 4:30. We can't stress enough: get there, get unloaded, get across the scales, get staged up and teched as soon as possible, because it helps keep it moving fluently. And then the show starts at 7:00, and usually everybody's really great about keeping the show going. And with 3 suds like that, it can be hectic, but it usually goes off very well.
Nice.
Better get loaded up, Gish.
Yeah.
Right.
Mayfield says he's still learning. Yeah, we know Mayfield's still learning.
Oh, we know. Yeah. It'll be a
But, yeah, list of the so real quick list of the classes besides the tractors. It'll be there. So people listening that may have a vehicle or want to come down and try it, we have 4,500 pound street 4x4 pickup, 5,500 street 4x4 pickup, 6,500 street 4x4 pickup. We also have 4,500 super stock pickup, 5,500 super stock, and 6,000 super stock. Country modified 4x4, 5,500 country modified 4x4, pro modified 6,200 4x4. And then in the diesels, you got your stock diesel class, your work stock diesel class, your limited pros, and your pro stocks all available to come in. And then with tractors, you have your 8,500 smoker tractors. So that's what I call them. They're like Dylan Bell's tractor. And then you have your 9,300 super farms. And then occasionally we'll get a 5,800 pound modified that'll want to come play. And it's open to everybody. but those are the primary classes that are there. If you don't know what you fit, just go to the scale, talk to an official. They'll help you figure out where you need to be and get involved. With your farm tractors and stuff like that, just go to the check-in table, tell them what you got. George will be floating around there, Matt will be floating around there, and they can definitely help you. That's, we usually get some outside tractors coming in to Los Banos because it's a farming community. So jump in and play.
That's awesome.
That's all, basically what we can say about it.
Yeah. That's a good venue. Really good venue there. Nice.
John, we've been watching the weather here too. It looks like it's going to be all right now for Saturday. It's probably nice and cool and make a lot of horsepower.
It wouldn't be the first time though we got sprinkles on it.
I live in Escalon, which is about 50 miles south of Sacramento, and they're calling for some sprinkles on Saturday. But I looked at Los Banos, and right now looks clear. Looks good.
We had it. I want to say it was 2015. We were there. Everything staged up. Scales are closed, and about that time, the wind started picking up really good. And I noticed this one big black cloud coming right for the track, and it came. It dumped, and it actually dumped just enough that it was perfect. We didn't have to put a water truck on the track, and it turned out to be an awesome track.
Nice.
So it's happened before.
We got snow here coming Saturday, maybe.
You got snow coming anytime.
That's awesome.
I saw a meme that's perfect.
Not awesome at all.
You know what May stands for? The month of May stands for?
Maybe it'll rain, maybe it'll snow.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe warm, maybe cold.
Yeah. Maybe 70, maybe 20. Yeah. Yep.
Beautiful last week, and now this week. I don't even want to talk about it, man.
Has all your other snow melted yet?
Yeah, it's gone, but
That's good.
it's just a slight chance. Just enough.
That's funny.
The duck keeps on wanting to go back in hibernation.
Yeah. The bears are coming out now. So.
Very good box of Snickers.
Hey.
So another thing we're trying at starting off in Los Banos is we are putting together between Valley Tractor Pullers Association, Bob Morrow with Overkill Pull Team, and myself with Code 3 Pull Team for the 6,200-pound pro mods this year. We're putting together what's called a buckle series. So what it is Bob and I talked, and we're sponsoring the buckle for the end of the season. There's 5 pulls. A couple of them have some dates that still have to be worked out. Los Banos this weekend, Merced Fair, Merced Raceway, Hillmar, California, and Denair, which are the 2 tentative dates. We're going to keep track of points. And at the end of the season, we'll tally up the points in that class, and that'll become the points winner for 2023 buckle. It's something we wanted to try. I talked with George and Arnold about it, and Alan Babel, and Bob Morrow. We all got together and talked about it, and it's something we want to try. We want to try to increase some participation and put something together and run for a buckle this year. It's something that Valley has never really done. It's kept points in the truck series. We do have 2 sanctioned truck classes, which is the 6,500 street modified 4x4 and the 6,000 super stock 4x4. And so we're not sanctioning the class. We're just putting together a point series for it and running for a buckle at the end of the season. And then we'll present the buckle at our banquet. So it's something that we want to try this year and something new, and hopefully we can increase that and make it into something. Just try to build it up.
Very
So,
cool. That's awesome.
So did you call Garrett Hauser and ask him what size buckle he wanted?
Unfortunately, he's not going to make Los Banos.
He's not.
No. We, matter of fact, I'm not going to make Los Banos either because it's the same night as our fire department fundraiser.
Right.
So, but hopefully we can get some great participation out of it. There's some really strong trucks. Actually, the whole class is really strong. And it should be some great participation and camaraderie competing and going for another point series besides the other
Yeah,
two that
absolutely.
we already compete for.
No, yeah.
So gives another one to do, and it could be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's cool. Very good.
And try to support VTPA a little bit more.
And thank you to John and thank you to Bob for supporting that. I think that's
And I think the group understands we need to participate more with this stuff. I mean, like I say, I started with the antiques. I run the V8 now and the antique, but the V8, that's what people want to see. And this club needs some of that input. And sometimes it's tough to push it through. And you got to, I don't know how to say it, take baby steps, but it's something we need to start looking into. Again, some of the venues it just can't happen because of what they are, but that's okay. I mean, the other venues we want them. We want to put on as good a show as we can.
Sure.
And the pro mods are part of it. I like to watch them.
Yeah, it's one of those things where we got to start. I don't want to say picking up with the times, but you sort of are. Like we've discussed privately before, Matt and I and George and I have always talked about several times. We're starting to get into generations where the newer tractors that came out in the 90s are antiques to some of the people that are coming and watching nowadays.
Right.
Orchard tractor or a farm tractor that was manufactured the year 2000 is old to them. That's
Right.
what they saw out in the field.
Right.
To us, it's the old tractors from the 80s, 70s and 80s that we remember seeing out in the field as kids that still participate, but these kids don't know what they are.
Right.
Oh, and noise is a big factor. Everybody wants to hear the noise.
Oh yeah.
So, Valley Tractor Pullers is primarily a tractor club, but we're having to diversify a little bit more and look at different avenues, and this is the beginning.
Yeah.
And like I said, we won't turn anybody away. You're going to pull, and it's always I think you guys are doing it because you prefer competition too. You don't want to go there and pull against yourself. You want competition. You want to see where you stand with everybody and engage yourself.
Yeah, the more the better.
Well, and Chris and I have talked about this many a times, and Gish is you go to these events and even the ones that you can't support having them all there, you're getting some time on there. You're learning some things. You're getting to test out new things, and it's the only way you're going to progress.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yep.
And not all of us can be like the two of them up there that legendary and
Oh, geez.
out of the gate all the time.
That's fun, was you?
Well, even they had to build up to it. Didn't come overnight, right?
No. See, that it still hasn't. We're still learning.
Yeah.
Right.
The thing about pulling, one day you're a hero, and the next day you're zero.
Amen to that. Yep. No, that's so true.
Yep.
Can't teach old ducks new tricks.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
Oh, geez. Him. Who invited the new rookie coming up?
Yeah, no kidding. Poke his head around a corner.
Rick, you've been here for how long now?
But it's a great way getting involved and coming to even the antique shows and stuff like that. It's a great way for the kids to get up and coming and get involved and learn the mechanics of everything and get started in the sport. That's how I got started in the sport, was in '93, with George and Arnold and everything else, going to my first pool, but competing pool in '93 in Gustine with my pickup, and then started bringing out the John Deere A's and B's that we had and started participating that way. And you just learned everything.
With a Ford.
And
before he bumped his head.
yeah, I know. You remind me, I came out with a Ford. But that's how we all got started in it. I mean, one of the old stories I used to always say is, my brother, we were running a 1925 or 28 unstyled A, and the announcer, the old best voice in the West, old Freddie Costa, was announcing there. We're at Ripon, and he couldn't find our paperwork. He'd known us since the day we were born. He's like, I don't know who this is out here. My brother's going down the track with John Deere A, and the flywheel, it's a rope packing seal, and the rope packing was gone. And it was just flinging the engine oil straight up in the air. And my brother's having to side seat it like this because the engine oil is just going right past it going down the track.
Jeez.
Those are some of the fun things, bringing old equipment out there and seeing what you can do with it.
Yeah, for sure.
And they still do that up by Chris up there in Smith Valley. They still have those.
Yep. A couple of spots, the Smith Valley, and then I got one in Gardnerville now. And they like them antique tractors out here.
Oh yeah.
And if anybody's got any questions for these guys about Los Banos and everything, type them in on West Coast Truck and Tractor Pullers, so we can get questions answered.
So I got to ask George and Matt, before you guys got involved with VTPA, did you have your hair?
Yeah, we got the same barber. Yeah, that's definitely part of it.
I just thought VTPA made you pull your hair out. I don't know.
After I saw Chris and John with their hat on, I'm like, oh man,
I got hair.
I can feel it. Yeah.
I got too many other things to do. I can't worry about my hair. So
I'm just teasing you guys.
A guy told me years ago, he said, God made some perfect heads and the rest of them covered them up with hair.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Well, I remember both of them with hair, especially Matt. We were high school FFA together and everything else, and there's some good stories in that.
Oh yeah. I know. I used to have a good head of hair. He used to comb it to the side. He used to call me Slick all the time.
Yeah.
And my mid-20s came.
Hey, it still works, Matt. Slick is still.
It does actually. Yeah. And I
Slick,
still have a personal barber, so it's all good. That's right.
Back in the California State FFA days.
Yeah. Back in the day, had some good times. And
all the money he saves on a barber, he can afford a tractor now. See,
that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Going back to getting people involved, I think really this is a great club to do it with a starter tractor. We had some kids out last year, pull a couple times, and Dad or whoever was on the side, and coaching them and everything like that. It's a great feeder program, and it can lead to those big ones, all the way to a multi-engine, a smoker, a pro mod, and that's how you learn is on those basics, and you move it forward, and they're fun to do. They're fun to do.
Sure.
I don't know. We always have an itch to get just one more. Just one more. That's all we need. One more. So we'll see how Mrs. Terra thinks about that one. Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, any upcoming plans, Matt?
Not now. I got two kids I got to get through college, so we've got that going on right now. But afterwards, I don't know, beach house, pulling tractor. We'll see. We'll have a debate at home. I'm sure tonight I might even. So yes. Yeah. But,
you got to have a beach house in the off season. See, and then.
Yes. And tell her what river the beach was on. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, George has that right now at his place. He's got a beach house
Yeah,
right now.
beachfront property came to me.
Oh,
Yeah, it came to me.
flooding out there.
Well, they're still floating over there.
Are they? Dang.
His pool track is underwater.
Oh no.
Pretty sloppy right now. Yeah.
Yeah. There's still a lot of snow up there.
Yeah, I kind of wish it would get hot and get over with.
Yeah.
Because if I'm flooded a foot or 4 foot, it don't matter. It's all flooded. So bring it on down.
Bring it on down. I think it's actually adding more up there right now.
Yeah, it actually is. It is adding more right now.
Yep. This white stuff's got
But
to go.
now Matt, did you have Austin drive the tractor yet or no?
Yeah, so Austin's my son, and he's going to college right now. But yeah, last year he drove it quite a few times, and then this year too, he's already got a couple pulls already bookmarked that he told me today. He goes, Dad, I want to pull. There's one coming up in Chowchilla here in California pretty soon,
Yep.
and then Modesto Junior College is going to have one in October, and that's where he goes to school right now. He'll be a second year over there. So,
2 day there, yeah, 2 days.
Yeah. So he called me up. He's, Dad, can I pull the tractor? I said, absolutely. I already know that gig. So
That's awesome.
He's a good driver. You know, he's not afraid to, give her the onion and get it down the track, and steers it straight. That first time we put him in the tractor all the way up in Eureka, California, way up northern California near the ocean. And I'm like, well, this is a good place to do it because if he gets a little squirrely or something, no one's going to know him. So that'll be all right. You don't want to embarrass a 20-year-old, in front of his friends. He's going to do it way up north. So I told him that it was a 3-day pool we were on, and it was the third day. And I looked at him that morning and I says, hey, you're going to drive today. And he kind of looked at me and I says, yeah, you're going to drive. Oh, okay. And he had one of the students from Cal Poly, Brad Haglin, was there too, and helped him out. And he had a nice pull. And got off. And he goes, as soon as he got off, he goes, I know what I did wrong. I'm ready for the next one. I'm like, that's it. He's got it.
He's hooked. He's hooked.
So, yeah. No, he pulled those antiques. It's a lot different when you pull a modified. They're going a lot faster, and they want to turn on you a little faster. He did a good job. So, yeah, he's already got a couple pulls bookmarked this year. He's a VTPA member, too, so he pulls with us in the club as well and enjoys it. He really enjoys it. It's a great time. It's a great family sport. That's why we like it so much.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
My dad is comes with us all the time. He's in the mule, pulls me around. My son, Austin, he'll come around. So it's a good time for the three boys to hang out and kind of visit and just take an afternoon. And it's good to do that. So
Yeah, for sure.
Get this all together.
Meet new pullers and have a good time together.
Yeah.
That's the other thing is the California pullers, whether you're an antique or pickups or smokers or wherever you are, it's a family, and it's you can go up to any group out there and just start talking and pull up your lawn chair, and it sure is nice to visit with everybody. So
well, it's the same in Oregon and Nevada and Idaho,
Yeah.
Yep.
Pulling here.
You got to carry Snickers for those Nevada guys, though.
Hey, now. You guys are never gonna let that go, are you?
Nope. Angry little duck.
Hey, Jason,
Get a little
we ever gonna let that go, Jason?
Nah, probably not. Well, you definitely won't.
That's okay. I wanted to show John what a sled does, because he seems to forget how these things work.
Oh,
Keep it up, guys. Keep it up.
Mayfield wants a Snickers.
He does? Oh. I'll bring him one. I'll bring him one. Well, George,
It's
good to
like Matt said and like Chris said, it doesn't matter where it is actually in the sport of pulling. You get in the pulling network, you start talking to people across the country, and it's all the same. It's all nice people. The camaraderie's there. everybody's wanting to help everybody. It's an all-in sport. It's the only sport that I can think of where everybody wants to help everybody, and everybody wants to, if they got it to heart, they want to help grow each and every show they go to.
I tend to believe that. I know, Chris mentioned that the more the merrier, and I tend to agree. If some people are open-minded and you want to make suggestions to them, and sometimes you got to explain it to them, they don't understand why. And some of you guys know some of this sport, the geometry of it. You got, why are you doing that? That doesn't make sense. You want to put the weight over here. No, this is why. And then you explain it to them, then people that are open-minded will listen and will make that and take that suggestion. And I know with my brother, sometimes with the trucks, he's made some suggestions to a few guys, and they come back and said, "Oh, thank you. They couldn't be happier." It turned them around, And again, you guys know sometimes some of that stuff seems backwards. And you have to explain it to them why you're doing what you're doing.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's you guys are right. The best part is most of these people, you always have a bad apple, but for the most part, 99% of these are good people you want to deal with all the time. And the ones you don't want to associate, well, just kind of leave them to the side a little bit.
Yeah.
That is so true. Yep.
Give them some really good advice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No.
It's cool.
Always good.
No, definitely.
Take John, for example. We just, I didn't say, did I say that on screen?
Well, out loud. Yep. That was your outside voice.
Good show, George. Keep going.
Won't stop now.
Don't stop now. Yeah.
He's only known me for 40 plus years.
Oh, Hollywood down there.
Hollywood, yeah.
Hollywood border, boy.
Dr. Duck up top there. But no, 100%. It's just like George said, doesn't matter if you're antique or you're top class. It's fun. It's
From top to
We
bottom.
talk the same language.
Same language.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
we always hear it at pools, the sled this or the track this or this, One thing about pulling, we go across the same scale, we pull the same sled, and we all go down the same track. And we adjust our stuff accordingly to try to do the best. Like Chris has said many a times, the one that makes the least amount of mistakes is the one that comes out on top that day.
Oh, the one that has his ducks in a row.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, God. That's when he dumps his ducks in other people's trucks.
Started that now. You stole my throttle.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that backfired on him too.
Yeah, they're testing it again. Ever. Learn my lesson.
Yeah.
And that's another good point. And we've said this a million times. Along with truck pulling and tractor pulling, there's, along with the camaraderie, there's also the shenanigans. There's jokes that are always being played and just all out fun.
Yes.
Yep.
On and off the track.
Yeah.
And if
No, I
any
agree.
trouble, we're always right there,
Yep.
Fix them, get them going, whatever we need,
Yep.
So, like we were saying earlier, Los Banos truck and tractor pulls this weekend. Scales open at 2. Close at 4:30. Show starts at 7. 3 sleds.
It's a good show, big show.
It's a big show. It's always packed. There's never a open seat in the house at that pool.
That's awesome. Good.
Get to the stands early. They fill up, and there's sometimes a line to get in there, so get there early.
Nice.
Standing room only. Last time I was there, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And I'd say the same thing for the pullers. It's not the best of parking there, so come early, or you're going to be driving your rig in from a little ways out because there is limited parking there. So and sometimes the the drivers don't always park the best way. They're a little selfish about the way they park sometimes, but can't help that. But yeah, get there early. Get your better seats. Get your better parking area. Get scaled and kick back for a little while. I talked to the manager over there this morning about, we were talking earlier about the rain, and I talked to Bob Branco over from Hollister, and he said they've been getting rained on pretty good. So I'm looking for a really good track. I mean, it's usually good, but probably going to take a little less prepping to get that thing nice and firm the way we want it. So looking forward to that. And
Alan's helping you with the track, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm going to go down as early as I can get out of here. Alan's going to come down, and Brett, and then Bob Branco's coming from over the hill, and Leland. They're all going to be there, and we're going to follow what Alan says.
Track will be good. Track will be good.
Track, will definitely be good.
Yep.
You can probably put a straight edge on it with Alan putting it together.
Yep.
Well, sometimes it takes what happened last year, last year was the problem is they're doing the Derby there on the Friday night. So they got a mud hole in the center. So we got to work all that up and try and get it all balanced. But we do it. It gets done.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's an all day event for the crew. I mean, the crew starts early in the morning, and once they get a hold of the arena, it's just constantly go, go, go.
Well, and like we talked about earlier, we want to make it the best we can. Everybody's on the same track. You can't debate that, but we want to make it a good track. We want everybody to say, yeah, I want to come back here again.
Yeah.
Right.
And of course, we do that with all our events. None is better than the other, but we want to make the best track we can for everybody coming there.
And our next show is what, June 2nd or 3rd?
Ours is it's let me look here. June 9th.
June 9th.
Yeah. It's a Friday in Merced.
Yeah. It's hard. I know it's hard to get everybody there on a Friday. We understand that. And one of the big things we always stress is all the pullers out there have several people that's involved with the club's cell number. We understand it's hard to get down there after work and in the times, and especially with the way the California highways are right now, the way they plug up and everything. Give us a shout out. Call us. You're on your way. That's the biggest thing. We always preach that is if somebody calls ahead and says, "Hey, I'm running a little bit behind," or we had a mechanical issue or something like that, we understand that. And we make accommodations for that. It's just call ahead. There's plenty of people. Like I said, everybody's got everybody's numbers and a way to get a hold of anybody nowadays. It's easy to do. So, try to get the participation down there. It would be great on that June 9th pull at Merced. It's just hard to get down there on a Friday, and that we understand that. Mayfield said if a future puller would like to attend a meeting, would that be possible, and when and where? George, you want to?
Well, generally, you guys, our meetings are generally the week of the event, so we get all our entry work in the best we can, the pre-stuff. So at this point, it's not set. If Merced is June the 9th, I'm going to guess it's going to be, June the 5th or 6th. It's not set yet, but with these guys on Facebook, that stuff is going to get posted, and we hope that this social media thing will help us out in that regard too. It seems to be the way of the world is social media. So once we get the word out like that, and the meeting's always open, we have nothing to hide. Come on in and listen to us. Become a member. Put some input. Ask questions. Same thing at the event. If you guys, anybody wants to come down and get a pit pass and look around there, kick tires, and ask questions, have at it. We want you to have interest in it. And like I said, 99% of the guys are going to, steer you in the right direction, or, hopefully try and make you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to answer John's question, and for John too, plenty of people out there, if they're looking at it, they can get a hold of me. They can get old George or Arnold or Alan Babel or Brent Chippenary. Quite a few guys that are pretty accessible to get a hold of and find out information. for the club and stuff like that. So it's pretty easily accessible. Or just send a message on the Facebook page on the Messenger, and Dylan will get it, and you can get your questions answered that way. So it's like you said, with the social media and everything else, it's really, I'm hoping it really picks up the participation and people that want to get involved and want to get into different areas of pulling and increase the membership in that way and get more participation.
Yes.
Yeah, and go on Facebook. It's VTPA, not Valley Tractor Puller Association, just VTPA. That's all you have to put in there and join our page, and you'll have all the information you need to get in touch with the club to join up and also see our schedules.
Are the rules posted on there? Do you know?
I don't know if he's got the rules on there yet. For a rules standpoint, if you go to MLM Motorsports or CSS Pulling, those are two other promoters here in California, and we all run the same rule book.
Yeah, that's true.
If you need to get truck puller rules, go on their two websites, and you can look at their rules on their rule book there, and get off of there until we get ours up and back going. We had a website for a while as a club, and it's been hacked so many times, and it was not pretty. Brent took it down, and they're looking into something else that we can put together. Also, too, if you go to VTPA Facebook page, I'm pretty sure Dylan put it on there, but we do have a pre-registration form now that Dylan has put together, and you can electronically fill out your entry form. So you can go on there and fill everything out, put everything in, and send it back, and Dylan will have it all at the event. So you can pre-register right there on the internet, like you can with the L&Ls and MLMs.
I'm glad to hear that finally.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're starting to push forward on that. So we're getting the younger generation in there. We got a couple new board members this year, which was Dylan Babel and Bradley Chippenary, a couple young kids, and they're real tech savvy. So they're starting to push a little bit more of this. We've been talking about it for years, and we needed to get more into the new age, and with them coming in there and really taking it head on with it, it's really been so.
Good
but
deal.
Yeah, you can go on there and do that. So Chris, you want to ask around the question that you've been doing here lately?
What's your which one's that?
What you'd like to drive?
Oh yeah. If you guys could drive any pulling vehicle in any class, what would you pick? Anybody's, not just yours, but anybody's.
You ponder that a second. I'm out there.
I'll start.
Go ahead, man.
Because I've just been around here in California, although I see a lot of pullers and stuff back east. But Ryan Stagno's a super farm.
Green Reaper?
The Green Reaper. He's got that thing chugging pretty good.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a fun ride to go into. So I'll stay local, and I'll stay with Brian Stagno, the Green Reaper.
Awesome.
I don't think there's anything I wouldn't want to drive, but you know what? For whatever reason, I'm a little adventurous, and those things seem to be kind of wild. I like to try one of the poly tractors. These guys seem to have time controlling those things once in a while, so I'd like to get in that thing and tame it if I could.
Oh, the Mustang Fever?
Yeah, one of those. Yeah, either one of them.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Those things always seem to give those kids a wild ride. I'm game.
Yeah, heck yeah.
You have to talk to Mark and see if we can get him bailout, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Now, Matt, you went to Poly? Yeah, you went to Poly.
I went to Poly, yeah, and
did you get involved with the club down there at all?
I helped out with the club. Bobby Pierce. There's three boys that built the original Mustang Fever when I was there. That was back in 95, 96, 97, and they did a great job. The frame is still there. the
Yeah,
original.
they were talking about doing something else to it.
Yeah, I think they were talking about bringing it back out. Yeah,
Yeah.
bringing the frame back out at least. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's sitting back there. It's still very healthy, and built a great tractor. A lot of runs on those tractors. I think Mark Zahns, he's got over 350 runs or something
Right.
like that.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
And just a good group of people over there, and great machinery. So, but those tractors have been around for decades. They've had sleds, couple sleds come out of Cal Poly.
Yeah, Weisenberger sleds. Yeah.
Yeah, he had
Trucker's Trouble.
had 2 of them. He built one, and then they had the one before that.
Right.
I don't know if he built that one or not, but a lot of history in tractor pulling here in California that started down there at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's awesome. Yep.
So
Picture here somewhere pulling Trucker's Trouble in Cal Poly somewhere around here.
Yeah.
it probably took Chris all the 2 weeks just to put together that room.
I'd help. My wife helped. My wife helped me. She
Or
couldn't,
Kimmy did it all.
she couldn't reach it all.
I thought it was laundry day.
Yeah. Well, I do have one shop rag in there.
There we are.
Green one over
Jeez.
there. No, normally I have a light and like the wall behind me. So we've been wanting to do something to this room, and she's like, "Hey, why don't we do this?" And I'm like, "Okay." So we went to town.
That's awesome. I love it.
Looks good.
Yeah, looks really good.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
So, but yeah, like we said before, Los Banos tractor pulls scales 2 to 4:30. Show at 7. Get there early, have a good time. Go have a funnel cake or some tri-tip sandwich. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Go see the Lions. Go get you an adult beverage.
yeah.
Bring your iron. Let's
Yeah,
have a
fun.
good time. We'll find a place for you. Bring it there. We'll make it so you can compete. We're going to be fair with you. We're going to, if we don't think you compete over there, we'll put you someplace where you can compete and get your feet wet. And you know what? It might not be the class you fit, but you're not pulling for anything other than get your feet wet. Bring it out. And let's give it a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's what
Very good.
Mayfield wanted to put this out there, unrelated, but I'm looking for a Dana 60 Ford front end like yesterday. Let me know.
Oh no.
So if anybody out there has a Dana 60 Ford front end,
Isn't that what you broke,
he's
Gush?
looking for one desperately.
Yeah.
I think he's trying to get down to Los Banos.
Oh, making too much power, breaking parts now.
Absolutely. Yep.
That's what happens.
Oh, there we go. Now we're back.
What happened?
Schultz hit a button.
Oh,
So now
I thought he was-
what were you saying, Chris?
I say he's making too much power now. He's breaking parts.
Yep. Right on.
So,
All right.
but yeah,
Weekend
Matt,
drive line
George,
is cheaper.
What's that,
The
George?
weekend the drive line is cheaper than the front end. So
Yeah. Right. No
drive
kidding.
line break.
We get the
George,
drive line.
I was actually waiting for you to say you want to drive your brother's mod.
Well, that crossed my mind. I really wish he would get that thing together. And if it, right now driving it, someone's got to pull it for me. So I'd rather it power itself. I'm game for that. I'm encouraging him, but he's just all wishy-washy about it. So, but yeah, I really wish he would get something in there, and I'd like to drive it once he gets it together. Actually, the way he whines, I might drive it more than him at some point if it's ever in one piece.
Schultz has had a little bit of issue there. There we go.
Yeah,
There
awesome.
you go.
Yeah,
But yeah,
we've
thank
been
you guys. Thank you guys for coming on tonight and put it out there again. Go to VTPA Facebook page, look at the schedule. Schedules will be up there. Come out and participate. It doesn't, a local, or if you want to drive down, like George says, put you in a class to get you figured out where you need to be and get you started. Tractor or truck. Either one.
Yeah.
Very good.
That's how we keep going.
Yeah.
Right on.
So,
You gotta
yeah, thanks guys for coming on.
Yeah.
Welcome to stay on. We're going to talk a little bit about the falling pool the next week. A minute. You're welcome to stay on too.
Well,
Next week.
appreciate you having us, and I appreciate the plug for the VTPA. And
Absolutely.
again, look us our schedule. Our door is always open.
Yeah.
Come on and pull with us. We'll make you comfortable. And again, I appreciate the time to air this out. Thanks.
Yeah,
You betcha.
George,
Heck yeah.
coming on. You too, Matt. Thank you, guys.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Good luck this weekend, guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Better go smooth.
There's a lot of competition. We're going to need it.
Yeah,
Chowchilla, Matt?
that's
What's
good.
that?
You're going
Good.
to Chowchilla?
Yeah. Yeah, I am.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Is that the next one you're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll stick around.
I think
Yep.
we're gonna
Chris and I will be there.
make over the hill for that one. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Like we're talking about next week, or not on the 12th, next Friday, a week from this Friday.
Yeah.
Is MLM is having their kickoff pool, Chowchilla. I didn't have the times for it.
It's 6, I believe.
Chris, JP's looking it up right now.
Is it?
But that's usually their kickoff pool every year. It's a great event. It's another good track. Usually, I think, George, does he have us coming down there with the sled or no? Or is it just one sled?
The sled's going down.
So both the Valley sled and Brian's sled will be there.
Yeah, it starts at 6.
Yeah, it starts at 6. Does he have what times scales and stuff open or no?
No, I don't see it. But I'm looking.
Just go to MLM Motorsports.com.
.com.
Go on Brian's
He's usually,
website there.
his
Yep.
scales will probably open 2 to 4. And,
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
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 But being a Friday, sometimes he runs that later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
2 to 5.
usually a lot of hooks. They run everything from, well, they'll run anything that comes, really. If you wanted to bring down
Scales
a
open at 1.
Scales open at 1,
Yeah,
JP.
better. Yeah.
What times they close?
They close at 4. It says please arrive no later than 3 p.m.
Okay. So scales close at 4. Try to be there by 3. It's usually a great event. It's a fair also.
Yep.
It's the Madera County.
Terra, yeah.
Madera
No.
County.
Yes,
Yeah, Madera County Fair.
Yeah.
At Chowchilla. And he'll have everything there for on up to multi-engines.
7,200, 5,800 pound modified tractors, super farm tractors, pro hot farm tractors, pro stock limited, pro stock, work stock, and stock diesel trucks, all stock and super stock classes.
Okay, so no multis.
No
No
countries.
multis. Nope.
7,200 pound 2 engines are there. But it's a great show. Brian puts on a heck of an event there. It's usually pretty laid back. It's
Good crowd.
It's a lot of fun. It's good
Yeah.
track.
Yes.
Good crowd. Chris really likes that track over there.
Yes, I do.
That's if all of his ducks are in a row.
Yeah, exactly. My truck does it really well.
A little backward wander off.
Brian does a great job of just getting things organized. It's low key and you know, you go there and you pull and it's just an enjoyable time. So his pulls are like, you know, VTPAs. It's just
Right.
really nice to attend and
Awkward. Yeah.
a lot of good hot stuff there. If you like
Yes.
the hot stuff, multi-engines, there's a lot of people that are, you know, locally there that'll bring some of that hot stuff that's fun to watch. So
Brian also has another one that he's adding to the schedule for June 17th. It's in Stockton. He actually got the Stockton pull.
oh,
So, the 17th of June. It's not on his schedule on the line, but just so people know, you can add that in there if you would like to go to Stockton. 17th of June.
Yeah, he's hasn't got on his schedule yet. He's got figuring out the last little details, right?
Yeah, he's getting it.
Nice.
Good.
Nice.
So, but yeah, we've had several people that, some of our club members like Aaron Johnson and stuff went and pulled pickup at Chowchilla one year, and he was just sitting there, just total amazement at how, just laid back it was and relaxing, and it's a fun time.
Yeah.
It's a fun time. We usually get a lot of participation of different trucks there, and I know like our class, I think usually, what'd you say, Chris? 8, 10, maybe sometimes 12.
Yeah.
In our class.
Yeah.
So we get a good number of mods there. So, but yeah, so May 12th, 1 to 4, be there by 3. Showtime's what you say, 7?
6.
6. Showtime's at 6.
6. Yeah.
And they do have, I think they have a time limit, so they have to be done by a certain time.
Yeah, yes, they do. Chowchilla.
So, but yeah, it's usually a great track and a lot of fun. Period.
Very good.
For sure.
That red international needs to come down there for it too.
Along with that road to go from Oregon down to there, I don't know.
Right? Yeah. God, you guys need to try Northern California. It'd be a lot cooler for us Oregonians.
So
we'll be up there before you know it.
Yeah, it's the season's starting to ramp up, and we're starting to get several weekends of pulling starting to getting started, getting roaring, and we're gonna be looking at a lot of good time.
Yep.
So that mean you're going to go to Redding, Jason?
Redding?
Yeah, I mean that's more Northern California. You just said Northern California, bud.
Yeah, maybe. Let's see.
Come on, step
Let's
up.
see.
Put your money where the mouth is.
Right. Says the guy off camera.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's wanted, so that's why.
Many. Unwanted.
Yeah. Something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
So, but yeah.
Right
Any
on.
any questions out there for any of the pools up and coming in California? We try to post them on the West Coast Truck and Tractor Pullers. Every event that comes our way, we try to put them on there, and links to who's putting them on, so they can get on there and
Sign up.
check out their pages. Like we talked about, a lot of good websites out there to get information on MLM Motorsports Facebook page, or CSSpooling.com for L&L's Facebook page or websites. They'll have the rules on there, their schedules. A lot of good events the schedules have all come out now, and start filling in the calendar.
Oh,
So
Very good.
yeah.
So yeah, just get on and share it. When you see us post something like that, share it out there. Any of your guys' schedules coming out here yet, Jason?
No schedules. We're not schedules. No, but there's a couple. There's a few that all happen every time or every year up here. We got Harrisburg that'll happen. They're starting to do that. Of course, Sublimity, and then a couple of of course the Weezer show and all that stuff. So, but that's about the main ones up here. So, but yeah,
Those
we'll
are
get
good.
some.
So cool.
Yep.
Those are good ones.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Very very good. Yep.
And of course we got
the
Nevada swing here
Yeah.
in Gardnerville.
Heck yeah. Looking forward to that one. Yep.
And
yeah, we got to try to keep those Oregon guys from winning that one this year.
oh boy, no kidding. I told you we have to let them do that so they can come back.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
No, we just do that in trade. We just, let them win Nevada and we go win Oregon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, but yeah, I think 2023 is going to be a great year of pulling. It looks like, a lot of people are back together and
Yep.
and the equipment's out there to come out this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
The fuel
sure.
prices were lower.
so yeah,
Fuel prices will be good.
yeah, we get fuel prices down, it'd be great.
Yeah.
So, and if you want to get into it, get a hold of somebody and pick yourself up a ride and start playing with it. Keep yourself out of trouble.
Sounds good.
Oh, the peanut gallery over here is over giggling.
You invited him.
So, but yeah,
Wrap
thank you, George and Matt, for coming on this week. And next show will be in 2 weeks.
Yep.
We'll put out an announcement who it's going to be, and
Good luck this
we got
weekend.
some shows coming up to talk about, and good luck this weekend, and
Yeah.
just have fun and be safe.
Yes.
For sure.
Thank you guys for having us. We appreciate it.
You bet.
All right. You bet.
We'll be sharing this all over. So I mean, you'll be known.
Jason and Chris stay on a minute, but I'm letting Schultz know to.
Okay.
All right, guys.
Oh boy, we're in trouble.
Yeah, we're in trouble now. Yeah. Cool. Well, thanks again, guys, and good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Just George. There we go.
There we go.
Oh, we're all screwed up now.
Oh yeah.
Peanut gallery, my ass. That was freaking Jonathan over here giggling, not me.
Still live.
Yeah. Take it easy there, big guy.
Oh.
Oh, well.
God.
Flipping birds and cussing people out.
Yeah.
The Snickers now.
Jeez.
It's on Facebook. You say worse on there.
I'm sharing this. Boy, am I sharing this.
Yeah.
Screenshot.
It's all good.
That's funny.
Damn. Right on. What's up, JB?
I'm texting Schultz right now.
Oh, try to get this. Try to get his eye.
He's asleep. He's gonna go the rest of the night.
Oh, he's in the meeting for the.
Yeah, he's in the TPC meeting right now. They got the Pullers Championship coming up May 18th, 19th, and 20th. Yeah,
That's
they're
cool.
getting everything put together for that, and that's a great event back there. That was a lot of fun last year.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
But yeah, they'll be they're doing that right now, and they got a lot of good iron coming to that.
Yeah, saw.
Bet.
Hagadorn
So-
will be there. All kinds of
That's
good running promos.
That's awesome.
All right, well,
Cool.
think about a little bit on for next week or in 2 weeks. We'll probably just go ahead and sign off because
Okay.
Schultz is probably busy, but think about it for a couple of weeks. We got some shows coming up, some different events coming up that we can help promote out there. And if any of the promoters are watching right now and they want to get something out there, and just get a hold of one of us. And we'll start plugging through some pullers and history of pullers, and start bringing some pullers through and talk about their programs and over years.
Heck yeah.
What the heck?
What the heck?
Woody, Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
That's where I was at today, fellers. Don't be
Oh.
dick. I was working. So
Westby.
Westby, it's where one of my offices is. It's over by La Crosse, Wisconsin. So
Oh, cool.
Nice.
I did a live earlier. What's that?
Is it snowing there?
Nope, it's actually almost 50 degrees today. So,
Woohoo.
Almost 50.
so you want to shut down the live? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
We're
go
done.
ahead and shut down the live.
Yeah,
We're boring everybody right now.
Yeah.